Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brianna and we are doing my August book haul today. Hey everybody, so Future Brie here. I have been editing this video and there are places in this upcoming clips where the audio is really janky. I have a super cheap, just like a lapel mic that I've been using just to even like make it better than just my phone quality, and I get this like weird static in the background of it and I don't know why, and then like if anything hits the mic it gets this really weird like boom, and I've tried to edit as much as I could out, but I'm not making any promises. So hopefully I will figure out a way to make this all work, but until then I apologize and I hope you enjoy the video.
So if you remember last month I said that I bought way too many books and that I should stop doing that. Did I do that? No, I did not. I bought 18 books this month. Yep. So in my defense, over half, I think, around half was my birthday present to myself. It was my book outlet book haul. So there's that. I knew that was going to happen, but then I also picked up stuff at Goodwill and other places. I bought more books than I should have. I will go on a book buying ban. I promise. One day. Probably not. I like books. And I don't have as many as some people do. I feel like I need to catch up because I've only been doing this for a year or so now. Anyway, so we're going to talk about the books that I purchased this past month. So I have an Amazon order, I have Goodwill, I have Book of the Month, and then we're going to do my book outlet unboxing. Technically it's not an unboxing because I already got them out of the box, but then I didn't, then I just put them in a stack because I got them today. And I'm very excited about them. Can you tell? So we're going to save those for the end. So the first two books I bought on Amazon. The first one is my group book for my book club, and so obviously I had to buy it. I tried to find it at Target. They didn't have it, so then I bought it on Amazon because I kind of needed it quickly because it was getting to the end of August and I wanted to start it. And so I've already talked about this several times. This is The Immortalist by Chloe Benjamin. I've already kind of started it, and I'm actually going to start annotating it. I've never annotated a book before that was not for school. So like writing in this book like scared me the first time. So I'm not doing like a huge chunk, like I'm not writing a whole bunch, but like I'm easing into it. But I am doing like little post-it notes. I don't think you can see that. I'm filming later in the day than I normally do, and so it's like starting to get dark outside, so like my office generally, like the normal light is really yellow, and so my ring light only does a little bit to save it. So anyway, so that one, and then I also kind of accidentally bought this one because it was in my cart and I forgot about it. And then I like hit purchase when I bought The Immortalist. But that's fine because I actually do want to read this. And that is Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. However you say this person's last name. I've heard such mixed reviews about this book. It's either like people love it or they don't like it at all. So we'll see. I'll probably start reading it after I finish Pillars of the Earth because it's another big book. Okay, so those are the only books that I bought full price other than Book of the Month. So like I'm still doing okay. The next group of books that I purchased I got at Goodwill, so I was able to buy super cheap. Generally like I try to find ones that are half off or at least like a decent price if I find like a new release or something like that. So the first one I got was, I have a really bad glare, The Wishing Season by Denise Hunter. This is kind of like it's a romance. I don't know a lot about it. If I can remember correctly when I was reading the back of it, it was definitely had like a hate to love trope where like two people are competing for one thing. And hate to love trope is by far my favorite romance trope, and so I was excited to pick it up, and I think it was like $1, so you know you can't go wrong there. And then the next one is a young adult novel, and I think it's actually the second one in the series, but it was really pretty. And it is Ever Crossed by Elizabeth Chandler, and this is about a girl who her boyfriend dies, and then like she's trying to like just basically move on, but then she gets in a car crash and she dies, and so it's like the afterlife kind of. So it's like it has a little bit of like a paranormal aspect to it. And I don't read a lot of paranormal, so I was kind of excited about that, and it was just really pretty. And like I said, it was like $1. The next one was Jojo Moyes After You. So I have the third book in the series that I got on Book of the Month, and then I think I have the first book somewhere. I know I've read it, but it might have been a library book, to be honest. I don't remember. So I'm going to try to at least collect the collection. I've only read the first one. I haven't read the second or the third one. And so I thought I would pick it up, like I said, pretty cheap. And then the next one is a relatively new release, I think, because it was in Book of the Month. Let me see if I can find a publication date. Okay, so yeah, it says 2018, so at least I know it's a relatively new release. But that was Kristen Hanna's The Great Alone. Now I have The Nightingale that was by her. I guess that one should have been in this. I can't remember if that one got hauled last time or not. I don't remember. I think it might have been. So this one, like I said, super, super cheap. And anytime I can find like a new release at a Goodwill or a used bookstore or anything like that, I try to pick it up, especially if it's like something that I'm interested in reading. So this is about, I think, a family in Alaska in 1974, kind of like, the wilderness aspect of it, and not so much the touristy part, but I think it's like the same time period as The Smell of Other People's Houses, and I loved that book. So, and like I said, this is absolutely beautiful, and I've heard nothing but good things about this. So those are the ones I got at Goodwill. I only made one Goodwill trip this month, surprisingly, believe it or not. The next two books that I got this month were my Book of the Month books. Now, I've talked a lot about Book of the Month, and I absolutely love this subscription service. It's the only book subscription service that that's a lot of saying subscribe to. The only one I get, and I absolutely love it because I don't necessarily like the boxes where I don't know what the book is that I'm getting, because I may not want to read it, and I may not like it, and then I'll be upset that I paid, $15, $20 for a box that the book's just going to sit on my shelf, or I'm going to unhaul it in the next few months. So that's why I enjoy Book of the Month. It's $14.99, and you get to pick one book out of the 5 that they have chosen for that month's Book of the Month. And then you can also add 2 other books, or up to 2 other books for $9.99 per month, or per book. And a lot of these, sometimes they're new releases, sometimes they are exclusive to Book of the Month, sometimes they are, they're always like a hardcover, they're like really sturdy, and so it's an absolutely fantastic deal. Like, you should definitely at least try it out. So I'm going to put the link to my referral code down in the description below. I put it on all of my videos, but it'll definitely be on this one. And I believe someone told me that you actually get 2 credits if you sign up using a referral code. I think that's true. It's either that or you get 1 referral code or 1 credit and like a tote bag. I'm not really sure. So I haven't tried it, obviously, because I already have it. But anyway, so the first book that I got is The Air That You Breathe, or The Air You Breathe. I'm really sorry that my light is so bright, but there's not really any way of otherwise it just turns super yellow. Anyway, so The Air You Breathe by Frances de Pontes Peebles. I probably butchered that name, and I'm really sorry. So this is about 2 girls who have this really deep friendship, and it's in 1930s, and it takes place in Brazil, or at least part of it, on a sugar plantation, and then in Rio, and then there's also some parts that take place in LA, according to the description. I have not read it yet, so it is a really, really big book for Book of the Month. Usually they only they run about between 2 260 and 320 pages. This one's well over 400. So the second book that I got on Book of the Month was The Dinner List by Rebecca Surley, I think is how you say her name. And this book plays off of the question of if you could invite 5 people to dinner, who would it be? And so she has people like her favorite professor and Audrey Hepburn, and that those are all these people that are on her list. And then it actually happens to her, and she actually gets to meet all these people, which I think is really cool. But I'm not sure how they're going to play that off. Is it like going to be like a magical realism? Is it going to be a dream? I don't know. We shall see. Okay, so on to my birthday book outlet order. So my birthday was last month in the month of August. And so I made a book outlet order. It happened to be the week that they were doing that like big sale where like if you spent a certain amount of money, you got $10 off or something like that. I don't remember what it was. So I actually I did really good with this order. I'm really, really excited about it. So anytime on Book Outlet, whenever I do a Book Outlet order, so if you remember, like I got Pillars of the Earth several months ago on Book Outlet. These are really expensive books if you buy them new. This is $25. So anytime I find them on Book Outlet, I try to pick them up, even if they're like scratch and dent copies, because there's no way that I'm going to spend $25 on, or more. I think at Barnes & Noble they're even more. So I don't want to spend that much money on a book. I just don't. So I try to find them when they become scratch and dent copies on Book Outlet, because then they're like $5. So I got really lucky, and I got the second book of the Pillars of the Earth trilogy, I guess is what it's called. So this is World Without End, so this is book 2. Now, they didn't have book 3 in that trilogy, so I'm still going to be on the hunt for that. But then Ken Follett has another trilogy, so it's called the Century Trilogy. So I got books 1 and 2 of that one. So Fall of Giants is book 1, and it takes place Woodrow Wilson's White House. Book 2 takes place during World War II. So I guess it's World War I and then World War II, and then I think book 3 is like the Cold War? Maybe? I don't remember. So anyways, I try to find, anytime I can find them, I try to pick them up just because, like I said, they're super expensive books. And, I mean, like, $25 for a paperback book is pretty intense. Like, I wouldn't normally pay that. So, like I said, getting them on Book Outlet is great. Alright, and so then the rest of these, I am so excited about this Book Outlet order because every single one of them I have such high expectations for, or at least like I've heard of them, I want to read them, BookTube talks about them, and so I'm very excited. So I kind of wish that this one was a hardcover book, because the hardcover copy is absolutely beautiful, but that's okay. Paperback is okay. I guess I should have paid attention when I actually ordered, but you know. So that is This Adventure Ends by Emma Mills. So this is one of, this is Julie from Pages and Pens. This is like her favorite book of all time, and she keeps recommending it. So I think that I'm excited to pick it up. It's about a friend group, and this cover is just absolutely beautiful. I love it. And so you never know, this might show up on a TBR soon. The next book is the first book in, I don't know what the name of the series is, but it is a gender-flipped kind of retelling of Sherlock Holmes, and that is a study in Charlotte. So basically it is Charlotte, Holmes, and somebody else, Jamie Watson. And they are descendants of Sherlock Holmes and John Watson. And they go to this boarding school, and there's a mystery, and it's very Sherlock Holmes-esque. And I've heard a lot of people talking about it, and I've heard mixed reviews. Some people love it, some people hate it. And then there's a book. There is a second book as well. So if I didn't want, it is on Book Outlet. The second book is, but I didn't want to buy the second one if I didn't like the first one. So I'm going to read this one, and then if I like it, I'll do another order. And then the next book is My Lady Jane. And it is a retelling of Lady Jane Grey, I believe. And again, I've heard really, really good things about this on BookTube, and I'm excited about it. And then there's another one, My Plain Jane, I think, which is a retelling of Jane Eyre. The next book is the book that I've literally been waiting for, because it's a book that is gonna definitely show up on a future, very near future TBR, and that is Nice Try, Jane Sinner by Leanne Oakley, and I'm really excited about this book. So this book is about I think she's a high school graduate, or recently in college, I'm not really sure, and she goes on this reality show to have I think it's to get a car. So she joins a student-run reality show. House of Orange is her chance to start over and maybe even win a car. So I think it'll be really fun. I'm kind of hoping for the behind the scenes of not really Bachelor, but Big Brother, or is that what it's called? I don't know. I'm a mess. I'm really excited about this book. I've heard really, really good things about it. The next book I purchased was Room by Emma Donoghue. This book I'm really interested in reading because the narrator is a 5-year-old boy, and that's just not something you see. And so this is about a little boy who is so to 5-year-old Jack, Room is the world. It's where he was born. It's where he and his ma eat and sleep and play and learn. Room is home to Jack, but to Ma, it's the prison where she has been held for 7 years. So it'll be really interesting. That's a very, very different perspective. You don't see that very often. So I'm really interested in picking this one up. That one might show up on a future TBR. And then the next one is The Anatomical Shape of a Heart by Jen Bennett. Again, I've seen this all over BookTube. Amy from Amy Reads either read this or it was on her TBR recently. I don't remember. And I've also seen Julie talked about this on her last recommendations video, so I'm really excited to read it. And this is about a senior in high school who she's an artist, and she tries to win this scholarship contest by drawing cadavers, and then she meets a boy who's a graffiti artist and has a troubled past and all this other stuff. So I'm interested in this. I bought a lot of contemporaries, if you can't tell. Hey, if you haven't been to my channel before, hi, I'm Brianna. I read contemporary, mostly. That's predominantly what I read. If you like that kind of stuff, you should hit that subscribe button. Just a little self-promo before I go to my last book. My last one, also a contemporary, but I'm really excited about this one because I haven't seen them on Book Outlet before, and that is Emergency Contact. And there's my glare again. Emergency Contact by Marion H.K. Choi. Again, I've heard mixed reviews about this on BookTube, but it was super, super hyped when it first came out, but it was $16, and so I'm cheap and broke, and I didn't want to buy it, and I didn't want to pay that much, and it wasn't, I think I might still be on hold at the library for it, so when I saw it on Book Outlet for $5, I was okay, that's all. That's the only reason I bought it. We'll see how it goes. I'm excited about it. I know there's some people that don't like it, but I'm gonna go into it with an open mind. Alright guys, so that is the books that I bought this month. There were a lot. For being on a book buying ban, there were a lot of books that I bought. So maybe next month my book buying ban will actually work. We'll see. I doubt it, but you never know. Anyways, if you guys are new here and you haven't yet subscribed and would like to, there's a button down there where you can hit that subscribe button, and then you get to see new content from me. And let me know if you have read any of these books, if you liked any of these books, if any of these books should go up to the top of my priority list. And I will talk to you down in the comments below. I'll see you next time. Have a good day.